If you've been living under a rock recently, you might not know about these tentative Chinese gacha law changes, which could affect games even in your region, like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail. And while there's a fair amount of stipulations and changes, I want to go over the ones that could possibly affect what we're seeing in the games that we're playing, at least on this channel. And the first one's going to be the no daily login system, which is something that Genshin kind of doesn't really have. They have the mobile webpage, but we also have the daily commission system, which gives us a little bit of Primo Gems every day. They even sort of added this encounter point stage rewards near the end of 2023 as we're moving into 2024 here, which allows you to sort of get these points towards the daily system. What we could see with this change is if it is implemented where we can't get daily commission rewards, I don't think they're just going to take these 40 Primo Gems a day out of the game in a game like Genshin Impact. Probably what they would have to do is transform it into some sort of weekly commission system. And this sort of goal here that I would speculate on with this law change is to sort of push back on the want or desire of the player to feel like they're pressured to log in every single day. And I don't really hate this change if it is implemented because, well, if you can get 40 a day or 280 a week, regardless, it's going to be the same amount of rewards. You would just have the entire week to fulfill whatever sort of things and mini quests we need to do in a game like Genshin to get the same amount of rewards. So I wouldn't mind if this got implemented, but you'd have to let me know how you feel about that. And if you have any ideas about how they could implement a change like this, put it down there too. And there is another thing I want to touch on when it comes to daily rewards and that not being a thing is, well, the Welkin of the Blessing Moon or any sort of daily gift system that you can buy. This technically isn't a daily reward, and I don't think that this would affect something like the Blessing of the Welkin Moon, but you do have to log in every day to get that daily gift. And if this affects the Blessing of the Welkin Moon, where it won't be a thing where you can buy it and log in every day, because that's sort of like a daily login reward or a daily reward system, I would really hate for the Blessing of the Welkin Moon to go away because while it is one of the most cost-efficient ways to buy Genesis crystals and Primo Gems in Genshin Impact, I know a ton of players treat the $4.99 a month just like a monthly subscription reward, and if this goes away, that would be a pretty bad thing. Now, this next one is a pretty big doozer. I'll use the word doozer. I made up a word for you guys. And this little doozer of a thing is taking away the first time buying purchases when you buy a currency. So this is only going to affect you if you're one of those players who purchases these different bundles every once in a while. You're trying to top up on your Genesis crystals, your Primo Gems, whatever game it is you're playing. This law would state that they cannot do that ever again or anymore. And I don't really know what sort of change we would see outside of them just saying, okay, well, we're going to leave the $99.99 bundle still at 6,480 Genesis crystals, and you don't get that first time purchase reward. Now, this one's kind of out there, and I don't see this going out of the China region. And this one is players must provide real life identification during registration with the company and verify that information with something like a phone number or real life ID. And I think that this is being talked about being added to the law because correct me if I'm wrong, but China's got a pretty strict policy on, teenagers, underage players spending too much time in their opinion, all right, on video games. In my opinion, that's something for the parents to discuss with their kids. If that's something that you think your kid's just spending too many times on games, I don't know, that's like a you problem, not like a government problem. So I don't see this one going anywhere outside of China if it is implemented. We have seen other games such as like Overwatch 2 when it went free to play, I do believe has a system where when you start your account, you need to register it to a real life phone number or something. There's ways around that. And I think for the Overwatch system, that's set up in a way for if your account gets banned because you're cheating or something. It just seems like an overstep and an overreach. And that's something that I don't want added to this game at all. It's just dumb. It's just kind of dumb. Now, this next one is a big one. This is that the games in China will have to have, and I quote, reasonable gacha rates and provide a direct purchase option. So let's break this one down. Reasonable gacha rates, I'm just going to leave it. That's up to interpretation. I'm not sure what reasonable rates are going to be. Is it going to stay, what is it, like the 0.5% or something for a 5-star to drop right on a banner? Now let's talk about this other one though, direct purchase rate. Now you see that and you'll think, oh man, they're going to have in the shop, right? the ability for you to buy a 5-star character, maybe up in here where they have the character outfits. You can buy a 5-star character for X amount of Prima Gems. I don't think that's going to change anything at all if this gets implemented, because we technically, in a game like Genshin Impact, even though it's very prohibitively expensive, have a way to directly purchase a character, and that is due to the fact that we have the the split 50-50 pity into a 100% guaranteed pity. So technically, if you go in there right now in Genshin and you just buy enough Prima Gems, you save up enough Prima Gems or enough Fates or whatever it is that you want to pull for, you can technically guarantee buy the character just by pulling 180 pulls or 160 pulls or whatever. You're guaranteed to get Raiden Shogun, for example, on the Raiden Shogun banner on your second 5-star that you pull. So technically there's already a direct purchase option, so I don't see this one changing anything in a game like Genshin. This other one is kind of way out there in the left field for me, and this is that, hold on, let me read this for you. There may be limits on how many donations a streamer can receive while streaming the game. I literally don't know how this would ever get implemented outside of the China region, considering that a lot of the streaming platforms, they have like Bilibili and stuff, but we have, Twitch, we have YouTube for streaming, the two dominant platforms. There's some other ones out there, and I don't really see how you would even be able to implement this onto other companies that aren't even really doing anything in your region, at least the streamers who aren't living in that region. I don't know how this would work without it being just clear overreach, so I wouldn't worry too much about this one. It is a little weird that there's a limit on how much a streamer can get donated while streaming a game, which is kind of strange. I'm not sure how that one would work, but you have to let me know your thoughts about that down there. That seems sketch. And all of my big Death of Genshin's Dying fans will love this one. Here's the final one we want to talk about today. Closure of a server announcement and refund. This one's not that big of a deal and won't really directly affect a game like Genshin or any sort of bigger game that actually cares about its audience as a gacha game. But what it will affect are those, like, call them shovelware gacha games. You've seen them before on the Play Store. You download it, you play it for a little bit. The game's been out for like a month and a half or whatever, and then it gets shut down. So this one, actually, I don't hate as a law, where it sort of is just there to punish any sort of company that wants to just shovel out a garbage game, right? Players come in, spend some money, and the company's like, oh, sorry, we're shutting the game down now, and the game's been out for like a month or something. This one I can get behind because, well, if you're trying to do business like that, are you really trying to do business, or are you just trying to steal from people with some sort of ripped off, right, fake Overwatch, fake Genshin clone, and you get people to get in there, try it out, maybe buy some stuff, and then you just turn the servers off and you shut it down. So this one I can get behind, and I'm pretty sure no one would care if this one got passed. And in fact, I would like to see a law like this in general to protect consumers from call them unscrupulous developers, right, who just kind of throw out a garbage game, a garbage product, and just try to steal from their audience and their player base. So are we going to see a rework to the commission system, those daily login rewards? I'm not sure what they're going to do with those. Some of these things sound pretty good. Some of them, though, kind of just whatever. And some of them are a huge overreach to players of games that would be affected by this law. Let me know what you think about it down below. Put your thoughts there, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.